Okay guys, I decided to do another series with no seasons called Character Changes. It's kind of like my opinion change series that also has no seasons where I explain what my opinion change on something is. But for this one, this will show what I decided to change on what characters, such as voice changes, look changes, favorite color changes, etc. Speaking of which, I have 5. So here is the first one. Karajin Bera and the Zorsiller family characters who has a TTS voice in another language will officially have a English one except for Sargario and Samu Zorsiller, Senior, as they only know 1 to 45 in English. Why? Because the subtitles might mispronounce what a character with a non-English TTS voice would say. Yep, this means Karajin and the Zorsiller family characters that has non-English voices as TTS voices will now have English TTS voices. So, here they are.
My original voice in both German and English was Anna, German, Serverek and Articuno. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice will be Elizabeth, British, Serverek and Articuno.
My original TTS voice in both Spanish and English was Carlos, American, Server Articuno. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice is Malcolm, British, Server Goku. My emotional tags from my original TTS voice are still used, including my crying.
My original TTS voice in both Spanish and English was Leonor, Spanish, Server Articuno. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice is Sonia, British, Server Microsoft Free. My emotional tags from my original TTS voice are still used, including my crying.
My original TTS voice in both Spanish and English was Jorge, Spanish, Server Goku and Articuno. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice is Russell, Australian, Server Goku. My emotional tags from my original TTS voice are still used, including my crying.
My original TTS voice in both Spanish and English was Inquire, Spanish, Server Goku. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice is James, American, Server Goku and Articuno.
And my original TTS voice in both Spanish and English was Carmen, Spanish, Server Goku and Articuno. But nowadays, whenever I speak English, my TTS voice is Kendra, American, Server Goku.
Here's the second one, which I also said in a community post. I'm not going to make True and Bartleby from True and the Rainbow Kingdom be brother and sister in my universe. Why? Because I find them being brother and sister if Bartleby is a cat and not human to be weird, and I don't want a human mom to give birth to a cat. So, here are the full names I'll use for them on screen. Here's the third one, which I also said in a community post as well. I'll make Ratty from Sprunky hate his middle name instead of his first name nowadays. Why? Because his middle name Deimos means Terra. So this means, Ratty will now be fine with his first name. By the way, his full name is Radius Deimos Zazik. Here's the fourth one. Stephanie Grimshaw's TTS voice will not be the old Julie, and will instead be the new Julie. Why? Because I don't want her keep crediting speech.cdiffusion.cc, 7774 and Wubsy the Gerbil every single time whenever I use it. And lastly, here's the fifth one. Tony Zorsiller's full name will now be Antoni Anton Arturo Zorsiller. Why? Because I wanted Tony's second middle name to not look like he has 3 middle names. By the way, his previous second middle name was Jose Angel. And yeah, that's all for today. See you next time. Goodbye.